honorable senators, lahat naman po, I believe, naniniwala do sa pangangailangan natin to really generate jobs, induce industrial upgrading, pero kailangan ho natin talagang tignan yung mga issues na sinasabi because if done correctly, the PAC Silica and the projects that are associated to the PAC Silica can really be transformative for the Philippines and generational nga ho yung opportunity na to if done correctly. That is why we welcome all of the comments and this opportunity to also clarify. Next slide. Unang-una ho, banggitin lang po natin na lahat ho ng mga dokumento na pinirmahan natin, nakipagpalitan sa US at kung paano ito officially tinanggap ng US government are all in the BOI website. Doon pa lang kung Abril, pagka galing ho natin sa Amerika, pinost na ho natin yan. Unfortunately, medyo mahina lang ho talaga tayo mag-promote tsaka mag-communicate kasi as of now, I think 700 views pa lang din ho yung mga tumitingin yan, and I'm sure kalahati nun mga empleyado namin sa BOI at saka sa DTI. So we would really encourage the general public, pakitignan po lahat ng mga dokumento na pinost namin, exactly what we signed, exactly what we received ng mga official documents na dun po sa BOI website. Next slide. Very important to is to distinguish between the partnership, the PAC Silica partnership, and the projects. At meron na nga ho tayong isang binubuo na proyekto. On the partnership ho, yun ho yung tinatawag na PAC Silica, of which meron na ho tayong 24 member countries and economies. And it is based on a non-binding, ulitin ko, it's a non-binding declaration of shared principles. Kaya po siya non-binding kung babasahin niyo po yung language nung mismong PAC Silica document. Very general ko at saka aspirational. Mga we affirm our shared commitment, we recognize, and in this spirit, we encourage efforts. So ganun ko ang lengguwahe pagka non-binding yung isang declaration. In fact, wala ho itong mekanismo to compel, and kung gusto natin, halimbawa umalis na dito, wala ho tayong kailangan gawin kasi it's really a non-binding declaration of shared principles. So we were the 13th member country noon pong sinasabi ni Sen Aimee, pumirma po tayo noong Abril. At bukod ho sa Pilipinas, sa Singapore lang ho ang isa pang member, and tama ho yung sinabi ni Sen Win, Senate President Win, saka ni Sen Kiko, na pagka ho hindi natin kinuha to, talagang may naghihintay na po in the wings yung ating mga kapitbahay to take advantage of this. So yun ho yung PAC Silica, the partnership. Ngayon po, iba po yung project dun sa PAC Silica. And there would be many projects. The first of which, ito ho yung sinatawag nating, yung full name ho, technical name is that it will be the first ever, in the words of the US, first in the world na AI native industrial acceleration hub. Para lang ho itong manufacturing ecozone. Kaya lang ho, kung yung mga ecozones natin, yung mga ibang ecozone na nilalagyan ng AI, ay parang enhancements na lang to existing ecozones. Ito ho, from the get-go, from the planning stage, talagang nakatutok na ho ito sa AI. Kaya AI native. Parang ho sa mga Gen Alpha natin, tsaka sa mga Gen Z, sila po ay mga digital native. Ito naman po ay AI native. No? And it is a work in progress. That is why we really welcome all of these inputs, suggestions, and insights dahil makakaganda lang din po ito doon sa proyekto on the AI Hub at yung mga susunod pa yung mga proyekto. And it is dedicated to advanced manufacturing. In particular ho, ito ho yung mga equipment and components that go into an AI data center. Hindi ho ito about data center. It is about manufacturing the components that go into an AI data center as well as the mga electronic equipment na magiging AI-enabled. Next slide. Ito ho yung pagbinasa nyo, pag kinuha nyo sa BOI website kung ano mismo yung pinirmahan natin. Ito ho yung mga sinasabing shared principles. Ito ho ay principles that we subscribe to, whether we have signed on to the PAC Silica Declaration or not. And then it is also non-binding, i-emphasize ko lang ho. Next slide. Ang Pax Silica ho kasi, yung Pax Silica Declaration, yung mga unang naging partner, so yun yung nandun sa pangatlong paragraph, yung first bullet, yung mga US, Australia, Israel, Japan, Singapore, sila ho mainly ang source ng AI technology. And ang basic premise ho natin, yung sinasabi nila na if the previous century was based on oil and steel, the next century, our next era will already be based on AI compute and the minerals, components, power that you would need for AI computing. So mahaba po yung value chain na tinitignan natin and tayo ho gusto natin mag-participate doon. But the AI project that we have in Clark is just focused on the advanced manufacturing side. And yung kung huling punta natin noong Abril, kung saan may mga kasama na ho tayong Filipino na mga tech leaders saka business leaders, ay nadagdagan na rin ho yung mga participants or partners to the Pax Silica. Kaya ngayon ho, 24 na yung mga partners. Next slide. Ito ho yung mga foreseen activities to the point of some, kung nasan na yung mineral processing, wala pa ho sa pinag-uusapan natin dahil we're working on the first project which is the number 2 on the semiconductors. Next slide. So why did we become a partner? Because it is to the Philippine national interest. Hindi ho ibig sabihin na to na lahat ng mga pumirma dun sa declaration, pare-pareho tayo ng interest. Magkakaiba ho, but nagko-converge. So for example, ho, for some of the partners, ang primary interest nila is to reduce the, using their own words, to reduce their coercive dependency on a, ginagamit pa ho nila kuminsan, on an adversarial party by building a resilient ecosystem of trusted partners across the AI ecosystem. Sa atin ho, yung binanggit kanina ni Senate President, ang objective ho talaga natin is, number 1, to really move from a predominantly labor and services-driven economy to one that is technology-driven. No? In particular ho, dalawa ho yung tinitignan natin dito. To be able to process the minerals that we are exporting now in largely unprocessed form. So halos mga lupa lang ho yan na ini-export natin ngayon and primarily directed to one particular country. So yun ho, kailangan, kawawa naman ho tayo kung hindi natin madadagdagan man lang ng value dito yung minerals na yun. Sayang naman ho, dahil marami pa hong minerals, pag in-extract mo yun, halimbawa nickel ore, pag in-extract mo yung nickel ore, makikita mo, hindi lang pala yung nickel yung nandito, cobalt din pala. So mga high value products yun to, na dati ho tinitignan natin from green minerals dahil sila ho yung kailangan sa mga, for example, batteries for energy transition. Dati ho tinitignan natin to process these green minerals to green metals. But with Pax Silica and our designation now as a trusted partner for AI technology, may opportunity ho tayo na i-upgrade pa natin yung ambisyon natin. Not just for green minerals, green metals, but also to green tech metals. Yun yung mga pumapasok nga to the AI ecosystem. And then, very important, aside from the mineral processing, would be to reposition the country from a low-value semiconductor source country to a higher value geared towards the AI ecosystem. And we will be leveraging 3 important comparative advantages of the Philippines. Number 1, yung minerals ho natin. Number 2, our demographics. Ito yung pinaka-importante sa atin. Nabanggit ko ng mga senador natin kanina. Very important yung ating mga workforce na bata. Pero kailangang i-train. That's why we are all in for technology transfer. But the technology transfer will not just be based on what is written in the contract. It is all, ang pinaka-importanting determinant to ng technology transfer is the absorptive capacity of the country. Gaano ho ba kahanda yung ating mga Gen Z at saka mga Gen Alpha? Halimbawa, natitrain ba sila na ating mga educational institutions, training institutions to absorb this? And then yung another component ho, yung ating mga Filipino companies. How are they able to take part of this AI ecosystem? Kasi kahit na i-force natin yung technology transfer, kung wala ka namang absorptive capacity, wala akong mangyayari. That's why we also firmly believe that it is really the Senate where all of this can be discussed. Kaya ako yung sinasabi kanina ni Senator Bam that the Senate could be a venue for all of these discussions. Totoo po yan kasi national yung perspective at lahat po kami mga government agencies nagre-report sa mga different committees within the Senate at ito ho yung mga tamang venue for this to be discussed outside of, kasi kung minsan medyo na-hype na ho pagdating sa social media. Pero dito ho, we can really lay down all of the things that we are working on. And then, we have existing policies, frameworks, programs, and projects that will benefit from the Pax Civica. Sabi ho ni Senator Win kanina, hindi naman tayo nagsisimula sa zero. Meron na ho tayo mga industries that could really take advantage of this. So that is the Pax Civica. Now we go to the first project as a prelude to magiging discussion no ni BCDA President and CEO Jake Bincang. Yung project ko is all about AI compute manufacturing. Again, it is not about data centers. It is a work in progress, but very important, there is a specific ready location, a tangible manifestation that heightens investor interest. Because at the end of the day, halimbawa, pagka nagsasalita, meron kaming project na ganito with the US, walang silbi ho yun eh. Kaya kung naging usapan natin, maganda, kung meron ka na talagang may tuturo, halimbawa Amerika, sinabi nila, gusto kong dalhin dyan ang isang manufacturer of connectivity devices for AI. Yung may matuturo na eksaktong lugar, and dyan yan itatayo. So kahit ho in progress pa siya, meron na ho tayong natuturo na may exact coordinates na lugar ho. And then, itong location na to, ang Clark, meron, yes po, bibigay ho natin yun, Senator. And then yung location that currently has a developing ecosystem for this. Philippine institutions that are involved in human capital development like UP Open University, like the Philippine Science High School, very important po na nandun sila. Dahil yun yung magde-determine kung may absorptive capacity ng ecosystem. Otherwise, it will just be an enclave type of development. Yung sinasabi ni Senator Raffy kanina na nandito yung Dell, nandito yung kung sino-sino. Nung umalis, baka walang naiwan na ho sa atin. And it has a significant footprint dahil 1,600 hectares pero hindi ho ito out of this world yung size na to. Kasi ho kung titignan natin halimbawa ho yung Limaland na nandun sa Batangas, it's a 1,000 hectares na development. Hindi ho ito ganito kalaki. Of course, si President Jake, pag front-facing siya sa investors, ang sasabihin niya is a massive development. Pero sa totoo lang ho, and I hope na walang investor na nakikinig dito, yun ho ang problema natin. At sa totoo, maliit lang, hindi siya ganun kalaki. Because that area, may mahili portion pa ho dyan. Hindi ho siya lahat pwedeng pagtayuan ng factory. Ang basic from the national government perspective, ang basic condition ho dito pagdating sa infrastructure ay kung sino man yung developer for this and any other project that will be succeeding that will be